Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 13 of the Tickle Me Comedy Club podcast. I'm your host, Issac Israel, and we have a special guest host this evening. He's from New Jersey, actor, comedian, national touring comedian, Mr. Mike Jenkins.
Yo, Phil, Issac Israel.
Mike and I have several names. That's why we're pausing and stuttering and stuff. Like Mike used to be the professional wrestler Mad Dog about 10 years ago, and he had so many concussions that he decided to do stand-up comedy. And so that's the reason for the pauses. We have Kasia from Kasia Fitness here in Oceanside joining us.
Hi.
Transformation coach, fitness model, personal fitness trainer, everything under the sun.
A little bit of everything, mind, body, spirit, emotion.
Excellent. And then folks, we're here, we are at our comedian, a main guest for this evening. He is a comedian, an actor, an entrepreneur, and he's welcomed us into his home this evening. He will be breaking the Guinness World Record for longest stand-up comedy set next month in Las Vegas, Mr. David Silver.
Phil, thank you. I didn't know you had so many different aliases, but I think your creditors are onto you at this point. By the way, do not call Kasia Kesha, because she will explain that she is not the singer. And I thought she's way better looking anyway. And also, Phil, episode 13, thanks a lot for booking me on such a lucky show. I can't wait for the ceiling to collapse, the earthquake to start, but let's begin. I'm David Silver. Nice to meet you folks.
Yes, David does not like the number 13. He was on flight 113 to go to Vegas last month. Decided to cancel it and drive to Vegas instead. One thing you guys don't know that I know, he makes a great Irish coffee, especially for the podcast. So let's start it off. Mike?
I'm just in amazement. I'm in David Silver. I met this man today. It's an honor to be with him. He will break the world record of longest stand-up, but we had the trippiest, most wild day I've ever had. I came out from Jersey where everything's green and muddy and hazy and everyone's depressed and humid, and we rode big electric fat tire bikes around the beach today. Saw the harbor.
We were called a gang.
Yes.
We were called a gang today. Is that true? Right? We were called a gang. It was awesome. I was so proud of our gang, actually, at that point. You know, I was like, does anyone have any spray paint? Like, should we do something at this point? But it seemed like a bad idea. But no, it was awesome. Did you, I mean, again, I tried to understand how you can see New Jersey beaches covered in, syringes and stuff, and our beaches have sand, but, it's different for you, right?
It's been more crack pipes now. But it was fantastic. We had the Tickle Me production team riding around in a gang. It was awesome. They were so cool. And
why did they think you were a gang?
These are not mopeds. These are like fat tire hogs.
Yeah.
And he's got one like the Joker, Willy Wonka over here. And he stands up playing a boombox that invades the entire beach and takes over, and it was
Mike, I'm
indescribable.
Pay you for that description, actually. I don't know how much I owe you, but that was awesome. Vivid. You know what, though? When her moped died, and then all of a sudden, I turned into just like the movie The Joker. I was like, what am I going to do now? Ah!
Wait, whose moped died?
Sammy's moped died.
His moped died, and it was almost a downer, but basically what we did was accosted some renters, chained the bike to their house while we double teamed back on the bike.
I didn't really ask though, did I?
No, you were like, I own this place.
Yeah, I own number
locking
7
it
now,
down.
and so I give us permission. Kasia was not there to help us push the bike, and I gotta admit that was very disappointing.
Kasia
Where were
probably
you?
I'm gonna use my
it.
muscle.
She was very fit. You probably could have threw it back, but
Wait, speaking of which, can we tell us about your fitness company, Kasia? Tell us.
So I'm a private small business, a small fitness studio and wellness studio. I do my specialties one-on-one training. I'm right now launching my online platform so I can help more people. But my ultimate program is my transformation program of coaching and healing. It's 3 months, 6 months programs, inside out transformation. Not just working out, but next
Awesome,
level
awesome.
coaching.
So you could have helped me lose 40 pounds? I didn't need to do it on my own? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
Oh. You know what? I need to lose 40 more pounds.
I mean,
I don't want her
Maybe.
tinkering with you, though. You're one of the funniest son of a bitches I've ever met. This guy never stops. That's why I know he's going to break the record.
he's
He
gonna
had
break
me
the-
laughing all day, and so we can't mess with your inside. Can you just do the outside on him, Kasia, or?
I can't promise that much. I mean, it looks like, I mean, he's really looking for a girlfriend too, from what I'm gathering. So he's gonna have to work on the insides a little bit.
As long as he stays
After
funny.
he
As long
breaks
as he
the
stays
record.
funny. As long as he stays
After
funny.
I mean, that's
Nice.
part of getting a girlfriend, right? You gotta stay funny.
I told you I'll buy a house and you get to decorate
We
it.
can
And I
keep
was
that part
not
in your
kidding.
belief system, you know, how to stay funny, but the rest we're gonna do a transformation.
I don't think
Okay.
if you're fat and you get thinner, you lose your funny though. Do you?
No,
I mean,
no, I mean-
what comedians were fat and then they got thin? Like, I'm sure.
Oh, I know, Drew Carey. He's not funny anymore on Price is Right, right?
Got Newman on Seinfeld. I don't know if I'm sure he was a stand-up at some point, but that guy fell off the face of the
Yeah,
earth.
But the thing
Who
is,
wants Jack Newman? They want Fat Newman, you know, messing with Kramer next time.
well, then I'll do a Guinness Book of World Records, man that got thin and lost his funny, but then he's going to get fat again, and we'll see if the funny comes back.
It's like,
Interesting experience.
No, because I don't want to get fat. You know how tough it's been to lose 40 pounds? Oh my God.
okay, let's say David did want to lose another 40 pounds. What would you do, Kasia?
What would I do? Oh, what would we do? We would first look at your daily habits.
I learned all of his daily habits
It
today.
looks like,
What are your sabotaging foods you love to eat?
I haven't seen the man
sabotaging foods.
sabotaging food. There is no food. This guy's on a liquid
Well,
smoke
I was gonna say,
diet.
or are we on the liquid diet
Do you
more?
think this
So
microphone can hide the beer from Kasia? If I put it like at the right angle? No, probably not.
kind of transparent. So should
Uh-huh.
do that.
Yeah. But you know what? Beer's a wheat-based beverage.
Oh, okay.
Okay, we're starting
Isn't
with
it?
that one. It's a good
Beer is
start.
vegan.
Wheat,
Yes.
soy, and those nuts and stuff, you know.
I would
Hops, right?
Right,
That's
right. I
healthy
mean, it's
stuff.
all about the mindset.
Well, also, this is actually
and
true.
foremost.
As a fitness expert, I know you're going to know this is correct.
Mm-hmm.
For a man, it is actually healthy to drink 2 alcoholic beverages per day, and for a woman, 1.
Where did
No
you hear
more than
that?
that.
Where did
In
you-
many reports, I was going to be a
But is
doctor.
that
JAMA,
just
the
wine
Journal
or
of
any
Medical-
alcoholic beverage or
Yeah,
wine or what are you talking about?
not a mixed beverage that's like pure alcohol, but actually even that, if it's like a one drink, you know, which is a sip. But yeah, 2
One
for
drink
men.
is a sip now?
Yeah, if it's a heavy. Well,
She's questioning a lot of your
I
beliefs
mean,
already, David.
I'm very curious about this philosophy, and there's no talk about how it slows down your metabolism when you drink more.
well, I mean, I'm going to do
They do a
52
study.
hours of comedy. My metabolism is pretty good. I burn a lot of calories, and
The laughing does.
I do beach walks. But you know what? My laugh is broken. My laughing meter is broken. When you just said that I've made you laugh, that's one of the best comments that I've heard, because the last time I did stand-up, I thought I was going to die and had to run to my car because of some of the jokes.
You're going to be performing stand-up tomorrow. He's going to be performing stand-up tomorrow in Escondido, okay, August 14th? August 14th, between 6:30 and 9:30, the drive-up comedy show. So if you want to see him, there you go.
I would close my windows, turn the music on, because unless you want to hear about masturbation, folks, because, we talk about what we know, I guess. What do you think, Mike? Do you masturbate? Oh, never mind.
I'm trying to connect with Jesus, so I'm trying to quit daily, but I have to repent.
Oh my God, I just thought of one of the worst jokes in the world. Jesus probably was an excellent masturbator. He already had holes in his hand ready to go.
Oh my God! Whoa!
That is not an appropriate joke. That is not a joke that I will ever tell again, not on stage. I don't think. That's the thing, you can't, like in these 52 hours, I can't say the N-word, the K-word, I can't make fun of Black Lives Matter. I gotta watch my mouth when I'm doing this. And
In the 52 hours, where's that allowed anywhere?
in my world, I do it. When I got
In your castle here.
I gotta, no, this is not a castle.
This is a
but
castle.
this is-
I'm a bachelor too, and I live in like 1/15 of this
Definitely
dirty New
bachelor
Jersey
castle.
ghetto.
No,
so-
here's what this is.
Definitely.
This is Kasia and my beach
Oh,
house,
really? Oh!
where we
I already got the key.
entertain,
I
we have parties,
You are
we,
good.
it's okay if you
already
have
found
sand
my
on
tent
your feet,
outside.
but
Let me
Oh,
tell
yeah,
you.
there's a tent.
There's a tent outside.
not when we go into the house that Kasia decorated.
Hey, Kasia, this is your big moment. You can forget all the fitness, forget the website,
I know.
forget
I
helping
might as well
people.
settle up and
Forget helping these people who can't help themselves from the
I know.
inside out.
I know, why am I working so
Marry
hard?
this, exactly. What is wrong with
Shit, I
you?
should
I
just
would marry
work
this
myself
man,
out,
but
forget the rest.
I don't have what you possess. So.
Michael, please don't tell her to forget fitness. I would like to,
All right.
like, you know, if I'm gonna marry a heavy-set lady, I'd like to know before I get married. Not that she lets herself go thereafter, you know what I mean?
Oh, I only get better
Oh my
with time.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Like wine.
Oh, jeez. Wait, let's change the subject for a second. So, David, we all know the answer to this, but I tell the viewers, tell the listeners right now, how are you possibly going to break this Guinness World Record of 40 hours and 8 minutes on stage comedy set, longest stand-up comedy set? How are you going to do that in Vegas? What's your secret? What's going to happen?
What, I'm sorry, you said 40 hours. No, it's 4 hours, right?
So, no, it's 40.
What?
It's,
Uh-oh.
no, you signed
We've got
up
a
for 40 hours and 8 minutes, David.
big problem. Yahoo! No, here's why. Because A, I can just talk and talk and talk and talk, and you don't really have to be funny. The Guinness record is not, you know, there's no funny meter, like it is a certain amount of funny. So all I have to do is say something every 1 minute, make sure every comedy bit is at least 2 minutes long. If I'm going to do certain jokes about blondes, which I would never do because Kasia is a natural blonde, do not ever make fun of natural blondes well, no, I can't do any of those jokes. But anyway, the point is that, in other words, you have to do like a series of jokes that tie in together. And as long as I just keep talking and I can, you know, I mean, honestly, one of the worst things is that I only get 5 minutes to poop an hour. And no offense, but I'm gonna, like Kasia, do you wanna come to Vegas? You can be my fitness lady and you'll feed me granola bars and fruit and water. And
Granola bars.
massages sound good.
Oh,
Kasia,
massages too. Oh.
do you do massages, Kasia?
Wait,
How am I doing so far?
we're getting no. Wait,
We're getting off
we're
track.
we're getting off track right now, David.
But here's why.
So,
Because I don't sleep, and I never
There you go.
sleep, and I have a machine next to my bed that monitors my sleep, and I honestly feel that I never sleep. Like, sometimes I'll almost fall asleep in my recliner, and I'm like, well, I guess I better go upstairs and brush my teeth and wash my face and get into bed, and then I do, and then I don't sleep. But I'm also never tired, really, except when I come to Las Vegas and it's 300 degrees outside and you drag me
Yes,
around
I'm
like
tired.
I'm a trained, are we allowed to say trained monkey anymore? Sorry, save the monkeys. But anyway, and so, you know, you kind of get tired, but then I go to my hotel room and I take a shower and I get into bed and I'm not tired. And I sit there and think, oh, they don't have hookers in Vegas anymore. Why would people come here? But anyway, we're getting off track. I don't sleep.
Kasia, like over the past 2 weeks, Dave sent me sleep score reports. One was of 4 days and one was of 6 days. In those 4 days, he only slept, according to the report, he only slept over an hour. And the 6 days, he only slept over an hour too. And then I asked him about those 2 reports. He said, the truth is, Phil, I didn't sleep at all. The machine is wrong. So, like,
Yeah.
it's a real
It's
issue.
a
It's a
real
real issue
situation.
with
Phil-
is there something you can do about that, Kasia?
Well,
Is
that
there
will
something-
affect your weight loss.
No, here's,
Sleep.
I know
No
what
sleep
to
is
do.
going to affect the weight loss.
If I was sleeping with someone,
Oh,
and then
whoa, David.
if I start to snore and I have
Wait,
sleep
did you say
apnea,
nothing about that?
no, I'm saying,
I'm all for this romance.
Romance.
Right before my eyes.
The
I
two
can feel-
romantics are sitting next to each
feel magic.
other.
Mike, I think I just made you the best man right now.
There we go.
No, I'm sorry, Phil, you're Phil's best man. But anyway,
You know-
no, I'm serious.
We'll put Phil in a tuxedo and he can greet everyone at the
There's been a couple
Church
times
of
where
Satan where this is happening.
You're wearing the red shirt. Oh, that's the Cookie Monster, not Saint.
It's
On the other hand, he kind of was evil, really. I mean, if you're a cookie monster, I mean, cookies are good, and why would you steal them?
Who
That's
doesn't
not
like,
the Cookie
who
Monster,
doesn't
though.
like, who
Oh,
doesn't
that's-
like
I think
eating
that's-
sloppy cookies like the Cookie Monster?
That's
This
not
is
the Cookie
Animal
Monster. Yeah.
of the Electric Mayhem, who was the musicians at the Muppet Theater in old Manhattan.
Which, funny you mentioned Muppets, because how
It's
I'm
got the
going to do
whips and chains
52
going.
hours, Phil, I'm going to break into different characters.
Okay.
Like, I've already got the cane, so I'm going to be Charlie F. Sorry, should I drink beer during the podcast?
You can
Not
do
a good
whatever
idea.
you want. It's
You're not being Charlie F. Bucket.
you and Kasia can do
I'm
whatever you want.
convinced
on
this
the,
is
on
the
the
actor
podcast.
who played Charlie Bucket in the original film Grown Up, and we are now in Wonka's.
Well, it was actually Sammy and Val that insisted on going into the candy shop earlier, to be honest. And they came out with the bag where I was like, damn, girls, you guys got some candy on you, don't you? I don't know what happened
Sammy
to it
is,
all.
Sammy is running film and Val is doing social media. FYI, listeners.
But
have a show
Kasia,
on candy.
in other words, I wasn't joking in a way, because there's been a couple of times where, no, I mean, I wasn't joking about marrying you, absolutely, let's do it, but about that I almost will fall asleep in the recliner, and then like I'll go, oh shit, I think I have sleep apnea, and I'm 90% sure that I do. So I'm actually doing a sleep study. It's going to be at home without a sleeping pill, because I don't want to take a sleeping pill and then fall asleep and not breathe. But I don't want one of those sleep apnea machines,
apparatus, yeah.
because first we got to get married, then I let myself go.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, yeah, that's the plan.
So much
No,
to
no.
look forward
And I'm
to.
So
sticking
the
to
goal is to get married and then do even better. That's the goal. That's why you get married.
Well, I think Kasia's
Well, I'm
gonna.
glad you already told me what's to come.
There's so
That's
many jokes to tell after
So
that
many.
line, but you just don't want to touch them. You can touch them.
Oh, jeez. Oh my God.
More to come.
Look, okay, listen, guys. There's a light right in front of me, and behind that light is like the director of operations for our company, and I can't see her right now, and that might be good because she must be shaking her head.
Janine
has a
at
big
this
shady
podcast.
grin on.
Janine
Maybe
is
she's
there.
enjoying
She's
like,
never been more
shaking
ashamed
her
to work
head.
for the Tickle Comedy Club. But I'm actually proud, Phil. You have made all of this possible. If I can ring Phil's bell for a quick second, because Phil loves to hear his name, actually. Phil's ego is, honestly,
I'm Issac
I don't know
Israel
how
on
it
the
fits into
podcast.
his head, but none of this would have happened. And, this is true. When I first started, I showed Val, that's doing the social media, the little teeny thing in the Guinness Book of World Records. And at first, it's like, well, I never sleep. I got a little lipoma in my head. I had cancer that might be in my arm, but they already took it out once. And if I'm going to die, I want to do one thing notable. But then I kind of figured out like in the meeting with you, Phil, where all of a sudden I just decided, not donate 50% of the profits. Because if I walked up and I saw that sign, I'd be like, so how much is this asshole making? And so I decided to donate 100% of all ticket sales to profits. And this thing is costing me like 60 grand.
Like,
Phil, but
I was
happy to do it because I want to earn $600,000. That's my goal for charities.
Is it so?
And how's
Okay, so this is what happened, guys. We're sitting in the PR meeting with our PR firm, and we're telling them what we're planning to do, and we're saying, well, the ticket sales, one thing we could talk about in the press is that 50% of the ticket sales are going to go to local charities and nonprofits from all different kinds of charities and nonprofits. And then out of nowhere, we didn't even talk about it, David goes, you know what? I changed my mind. Let's make it 100% of all ticket sales will go to nonprofits and charities.
Except that's
So
not.
kind of you.
Well, I appreciate that, but that's not 100% true, because Phil, I also gave you control over the ticket sales, and I said, honestly, I want the Tickle Me Comedy Club to survive. And you mentioned that Tickle Me, you got 3 months with the government program, and I thought to myself, shit, Phil's doing all this for me, and his building's boarded up, so you should be able to keep your employees employed and paid at the Tickle Me Comedy Club, and that's, in a way, a charity, in other words, if you can't afford it. And look, so a little money is going to go to Tickle Me Comedy Club. 99.9% of it is going to go to different charities. But I'd love to go and see your club unboarded and do 5 minutes one day and come to Vegas. Kasia, are we getting married in Vegas? No.
There's plenty of
Hawaii.
chapels, plenty of chapels.
Hawaii it is, okay. I think I just saw
I need
us.
more tropical.
Okay, Hawaii, or the Caribbean.
Bora
one of the
Bora.
two. Yeah, I'm all for that. So, Mike, what do you have to say about this?
I don't even know.
I'm excited. When's the wedding? We're gonna get married at
No,
the
that's happening.
Pushing to
That's
make it
happening.
happen.
the
Let's
new
push it to
Tickle
make
Me
it
Comedy
happen.
Club wedding. That would be quite a reopening.
So,
I didn't know I was
refocus,
walking
Phil,
into
To
this.
refocus, Phil.
So I don't know if you guys know this, but Mike used to be, before his comedian, he was a professional wrestler. And so Mike, like, what happened? Like, why'd you go to?
Hold on, I have
stand-up?
a quiz question. Have you ever seen the Peanut Butter Falcon?
Peanut Butter Falcon. Heard of
Oh
it,
my
never saw
God. We got to watch that movie where basically at the end it's about a kid that has Down syndrome and he wants to be a wrestler. And he
Wow.
sees a thing about a wrestler and they go on this adventure. And it's a great movie and we got to watch it. Good, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
If you keep smoking, I will watch all night with you. Keep blowing the second hand my way. Yes.
No,
But no, I've
Mike's,
heard good
Mike,
things
you're a
about
straight
that
man.
movie.
No alcohol, no marijuana. I've
it-
offered 10 times, but he said no every time.
It wasn't my choice. The local authorities, kept my license and locking me up. And apparently, all these fun things that make you hallucinate or give you energy or make you nod in peace. Maybe
Yeah.
heroin
Okay.
would help you sleep.
No.
They're illegal.
No
Yeah.
heroin.
So-
No
so-
illegal. So you
David,
have to-
David, check this out. So
Yeah.
when Mike and I started around the same time to do comedy, there was this one line that Mike would say about his entire life. He would sum it up in one line, and people would give him an applause break each time.
Really?
What did you used to say?
Very long. I
What
haven't
did-
done
what
it
did
in
you
a
used to
while
say?
because I think I would say I am the only recovered drug addict, ex-professional wrestling comedian with post-concussion syndrome who happens to have a license to practice law in the state of New Jersey.
Wow.
That's my
That's
thing.
pretty
And now I know
impressive.
Willy Wonka and his wife Kasia. So my life has gotten completely weirder.
Okay. Speaking of which, Kasia, how did you get into like personal fitness and working out and being healthy and all that?
Well, my first transformation myself and getting into a transformation program through JNL Fusion and a couple infomercials. Did my little before and after picture in Oxygen magazine. Saw what I could do with myself in about 3 months. I said, hey, let's do a bodybuilding show. Gave myself 5 months and then continued on from there.
You did a bodybuilding show?
I've done 4 bodybuilding shows.
Wow. Now, are you doing
competed or you produced them?
No, I competed, sorry.
Awesome. Awesome.
So
Tickle.
like, have you done amateur and professional, or? just
No, it's
amateur
all,
level?
and national, it's NPC.
Oh,
National
wow.
Physique Committee, and then Fitness America. Was the
Oh,
first one.
awesome.
But it's been about 8 years since my last show. But I stay fit naturally, lifestyle,
I will
always stay
verify
natural.
that 100.
No steroids.
Ladies and gentlemen.
No steroids needed.
So vegan or no vegan? What do you think? Plant-based or
I'm
no plant-based?
plant-based, not full vegan. I do fish, eggs from time to time versus 4 eggs a day. I do more like 4 eggs a week now. A lot of vegetable, not run away from fruit. Keep it natural, out of a box. Don't eat it if it's in a box.
Nice.
No
And
boxes? I always,
David, do you eat food in a
If your
box or
potatoes
what?
come out of a box, don't eat it.
potatoes in a box.
Yeah, have you
don't
seen
you?
those? The box potato?
What about like
I
this?
honestly started thinking about eating box jokes and I came up with 10 that I'm
Oh,
not going to
no.
tell. But they're just feeding me these one-liners,
Sorry, I
one
had,
after
I
another.
had to throw it up in
Do
the
you
air.
want to eat my box? David, would you eat my box? It's, fruit.
Oh, my
I'm
gosh.
sorry.
Oh, my gosh.
Is this a clean podcast? Not anymore, folks. But no, I do. Look, here it is, flavored fruit water, no calories. I drink a lot of water. I have strawberries in there. Oh, I got bottles of Dom Perignon. If anyone wants champagne, we will, after the podcast, celebrate with a bottle of Dom and strawberries. I eat fruit. I eat lots of vegetables.
So
Chase
David,
it down more
David, you
alcohol.
said David, you said you lost 40 pounds.
Uh-huh.
How did you do that? And
Right.
are you planning to stay this weight, or are you planning to lose more? So how did you do it, and what are you planning to do now?
Well, Kasia has said that I have to lose 40 more pounds before we get married, and so I am...
What about your Guinness show? What about your Guinness? What about losing 40 pounds for the Guinness show?
No, I'm going to be lying in bed, sitting in a recliner. I'm letting myself go.
You're
for
going to be on
the
TV
show.
for 3 weeks, though. Come on.
Yeah, but then I'm going to get in shape, because guess what? Kasia will only take people that are a certain amount of overweight, and I'm too thin, so I got to get fat.
Ah,
I
yeah.
gotta get
I'm
fat
not
for
sure
the
who
show.
told you that one.
And then Kasia's going
Not
to
this
put me in
Kasia.
shape after
That wasn't that
that.
kind.
No, that's not the plan.
That wasn't a plan. That wasn't my game plan.
No,
So
you know, what happened is that in Los Angeles, I lived on Route 66, and you see up there the Route 66 thing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the hilarious thing is when I was in Spain, in Marbella, the restaurant that I would go to, Route 66, and they had
Right.
more Route 6660. I just said 666. And this is number 13 podcast.
Oh,
We're all going to hell, folks. That's why we're wearing masks, apparently. But anyway, it's basically I was on Route 66. Phil in his mask, and I would go outside, and like there was nowhere to go. But here, I go to the beach. I take beach walks. I ride my mountain bike. I take another beach walk. You know, I planned on going into Omni La Costa Country Club that I joined, but that's
Right.
all closed except for golf and tennis. And so, you know, I just started to exercise and eat better, and I lost 40 pounds, and I got about 40 more to go. Looking at Kasia, 50, 60, 70 more pounds to go. We're going to be
We'll check your body fat in the
frail man.
We'll go get your body mass index.
I'm on the 5th floor. It gets windy. I may blow away at some point. Anyway, Mike, you want to
So,
get on
Kasia,
this?
what would you recommend for him, like, if he wants to lose 40, 50, 60, 70 more pounds?
Cut my head off.
Cutting back on the booze for sure, a little bit.
That ain't enough.
But I don't think
What
that's
else you
gonna
got,
happen
Kasia?
anytime soon.
2 drinks a day.
How
Besides,
much fried food are we eating?
none. I do not eat fried food. Well, no.
Ah!
Okay, I do stop and I'll have fish and chips, but not
Oh,
very
the
much.
fish and chip on top
No,
of
fish and chips once a month. That's it. I don't eat fried chicken.
What did
much.
Dave eat this afternoon? What did Dave eat this afternoon?
A burger, but that's because we
I
went
need
to
to see
this
pictures of
shithole
every
restaurant.
meal moving.
Oh, I
moving
just
forward
called
from
Tony's a
now on.
shithole restaurant. Sorry, Tony. Oops. Raise my head when I laugh.
Okay.
I'm
All
sorry.
right, podcast team, video team, let's edit that from there.
Yeah, sorry, Tony. But you know what? It is what it is. So I just had a burger, but that's not a
Just
place
a
where you
burger.
get a healthy
I
salad.
saw French fries. Are those fries? Are French fries bad? They didn't come in a box. They weren't
But-
potatoes outside in the box.
But he says he doesn't eat anything fried. I know.
Those were fried. No, they were
I
from
need
France.
pictures of every meal moving
We're
forward.
Well,
That's your
you know what?
accountability.
If you come over more often than you do, then that problem is solved. Just supervise my diet.
We have
But-
technology for those things.
Yeah,
Snap
well, I
a
know.
picture really quick.
But you know what? If you go look at my
You
fridge,
FaceTime.
I go to one of my favorite places. You know, Cream of the Crop.
I love that place. I go
Well,
there every day.
Go look at my fridge. It's full. It's got so much cream in that crop.
Oh
that,
no.
No, that's not a joke. I love Cream of the Crop, and there's salads in there. I got a sandwich that I was going to have today, but Phil does not tell time. He said, I'll be here at 2. He calls me at 12. Where are you? I'm like, I'm about to have lunch. No. So the only meal I have had today is a burger. Did I eat the whole burger?
He ate 3 quarters. 3 quarters.
No. Let's
Maybe
say more
less.
like half. Okay, half of
Grayson,
the
now you're
burger.
starving yourself. Sounds good.
Yeah, actually I am. But you know what I've learned is that is one way to diet, is eat way
And then go
less
straight to
food.
the liquid.
Huh?
And then liquid for the rest of the
Look, you know,
evening.
part of
Plan.
the drinking is that I'm celebrating this 52-hour comedy. My brother died of alcoholism, you know, to bring the mood down. Nope, not funny. But, you know, I didn't even know it. He connected drinking Jack and Coke with his waffles in the morning. And so I've decided I'm not going to die of alcoholism. And so I kind of, during the week, I'll have a drink or 2, but I drink a lot of Hint. I even have a subscription. They send me 3 cases of Hint water every month. Am I okay? Is the marriage still on, Kasia?
I don't.
I I don't think it ever was, folks. But,
So Mike, you
the guy's got a dream. You know?
So Mike, you've hung out with David like half the day so far. What are your favorite things about where he lives and where he's taken you here in
We
Oceanside?
saw all of Oceanside. It's like fantasy land around here. It's like the Jersey Shore without all the scum. It was very nice.
Remind me when the podcast is over. Hey, could someone bring over the Bruce Springsteen guitar replica? The Bruce, it's right there, Mike, to your left. There's two guitar replicas on top of my speaker. The one on the left, the little guitar, bring it over. Let's show this New Jersey man. There's two little teeny guitar replicas on the speaker. The one on the left, not the one on the right. The right is Van Halen, not that one. Nope, the other one. There you go. Bada boom, bada bing.
For the audience who can't see this,
The audience that can't see, but this
looks
is a replica of Bruce Springsteen's guitar. It even has the marks on it where he played it. That's Bruce, baby. I'm sure if
collection of everything.
If we leave it here long enough, there will be some drug addicts maybe coming around with some. You know what? I shouldn't make fun of New Jersey.
Just Mike and I are from New Jersey.
No, mainly because I may need to dump chemicals out somewhere one day. And that's where you go. I'm sorry, Phil. I mean, it's going to be a long-ass drive, probably longer than your Vegas drive, but I don't dump them in San Diego. I keep San Diego clean. You know what? Kasia has her fitness studio here. Let's hear more about that. Kasia, where is that located?
It's located in Oceanside as well.
Oh my goodness, you live so close. It's going to be so convenient for us to never go out. But anyway, in all likelihood, but we could be friends, right? So in your fitness studio, you said it's a small room. What are the tools that you use to get people into shape? Is it elastics? Is it weights
Yeah, a lot
and
of
kettlebells?
it's a lot of free weights and functional fitness. So free dumbbells, barbells, bands, Bosu ball.
Right on.
How long is a typical workout?
45 minutes, but I reserve the hour. We also shake the body, tap the body, stretch, decompress. So, but the actual physical exercise, 45 minutes.
So let's say someone were to get, one of your, bigger coaching packages, like 3-month coaching packages, like what would it consist of?
For a full transformation or just training?
Full. Let's say full.
Full transformation is 2 times a week of meeting in person and Zoom, one call on Zoom and then one in person. And depending on the person's needs and goals, there may be one day of physical activity. Another day we are going through the senses and going through our subconscious belief systems and changing our patterns and shifting our perspective.
Couldn't you just hook up electrodes to my head, maybe do some electroshock therapy? Would
That could be a good approach with you, actually. Could be a good little shot.
I think I might try after you leave a little experiment with one of the electrodes and put it in a different area, but anyway.
Oh, Mike, did you ever have a personal fitness coach? With during all the sports and all the wrestling and all that stuff?
I had such good coaches. I was blessed in high school to have these really whacked out, disciplined, old school coaches that would get in your face and scream that I never needed that.
How about you, David?
In high school, our quarterback was John Elway for Granada Hills High School, and so I was already 6'2", and I was already a big dude. And one time I bumped into him in the hallway, and he fell back, and he goes, "Hey, how come you're not on the football team?" I go, "Smoke too much pot, and also I don't want to go to practice." And that was the honest answer. I smoked pot, and I didn't want to go to practice. It's like, but I love football. If you notice, I've got 2 footballs over there. Yeah. One of them is a regular, and one of them, we were supposed to go throw the football today, but I totally ignored Phil, and we didn't go to the San Diego Zoo.
No, that's tomorrow. The itinerary says that's all tomorrow.
Honestly, I glazed over what you wrote, but I got 52 hours of comedy to write. I got to become Charlie F. Bucket. I got to become Jizbo the Clown. I've got all these characters to become and a lot of comedy to write. But as we were saying, Kasia, so at your fitness studio.
So what are the things that you might recommend for him to do to just be able to
By the way,
do 52 hours and without passing out?
Is Mike overweight too? Couldn't we pick on him for a while?
I'm overweight too.
I am pleasantly plumped, and I'm working on my inside right now. So
I mean, it's a full package situation, right? It's all the quadrants, the 4 quadrants of wellness: mind, body, spirit, and emotion. You can't have one without the other and feeling like you're a whole, right?
Right.
So, I mean, you just working out all the time, not getting the rest you need, not really helpful. Don't have the right mindset and take your meditation and do any meditative work or mindset
I
work
do.
or mindfulness.
I do.
You know, it all comes together. Otherwise, it's temporary, right?
I've got a zero gravity hammock. I've got a tree house. I've got a massage chair in there.
I've seen that you have them. Now, do you use them? I mean,
Oh,
I
yeah.
know a lot of people with a lot of toys.
Well, not the tree house, because I don't want to go into it alone and everyone wondering, why is that guy going in the tree house by himself on the 5th floor? I wonder what he's doing. Let's think of the different activities that he could be doing alone in the tree house. So no, but I honestly, when I take beach walks, there's a certain point where even today on the moped, I kind of forgot that there was a camera crew behind me when I was standing up and I was going down the hill, and you know, that wasn't exercise because it was an electric vehicle, but when I'm walking along the beach and I walk really fast, because I once read an article that people that walk fast live 10 years longer, and also it's exercise since my club's
How
closed.
fast do you walk?
Faster than anyone else that I know. They want to have a walking fast contest.
Go,
I'm
power walk
into
it.
it.
You know that's an actual Olympic sport.
But the thing is, you'd have to take those shoes off, and damn, those are sexy. So no, let's not
I
have
can
that.
walk pretty fast, Mike.
But anyway, yeah, but there's a certain point where I'm walking along and all of a sudden, I just realize, oh my God, the beach, the ocean, the birds, and I reach like a calmness. And for the rest of the beach walk, I'm just totally calm. No matter what the comedy special, even before that, you know, not sleeping. And by the way, I do rest. I go into, you know, I got a cool ass bed and then the top of the line, and I try and I get my rest. And I'm not tired, you know.
Well, I hope after this long segment you actually sleep. Your brain is going to need it.
No, I'm not tired.
He's been doing this nonstop.
I have 8 filet mignons and
Oh my
4
God.
chicken kebabs for anyone that wants to stay and drink. And
Wow.
when I told Phil that doing 52 hours was a big mistake, and here's why. Because anyone can stay awake for 52 straight hours. I wanted to do, I can't survive 55, but then I really wanted to do 155 hours. Because then you say to doctors, so guess what? You don't know what you're talking about. All those, I'm in the Navy SEALs and you can't stay awake for more than 3 days or you'll die. Baloney. I'll beat your 3 days by 20 years and 3 days. But I'm not that tired ever, Kasia. It's a superpower. I think we should get married. Because guess what? You want a guy that's tired all the time or a guy that's almost never tired? Think of this. I'll go to your studio, work out for 45 minutes, then I'll cook dinner, then I'll clean up, then I'll clean the house. And then, well, we won't go into what'll happen after that, but let's put it this way. Having more energy than less is better.
For
Right.
meditation, obviously, that's what he meant. Meditation
Of
afterwards,
course,
yes.
of course.
No, but I can slow down. In fact, what I learned is because at first when I stopped sleeping, like, I don't know, when I was in my 20s or something like that, and I would think of this and this and this, and you got to go write it down and write it down. And I'm like, oh shit, my brain is overheating. And then I realized I got to get into bed and stop thinking. And so what I've learned is, first, that I should go to Tibet and teach my skills. Secondly, I will teach you one day.
Like a Buddhist monk.
And the thing is,
Drop that like
it's
Tibet,
only
you know?
a skill because I don't think there's that many marbles rolling around in my head. So if I just still the marbles and I just stop thinking, because here's the thing, if you all of a sudden you think of this and that and this and that, then I got to get up and write it down, or I got to record it or whatever. So I just blank my mind, I get into bed and I rest for, well, you've seen the reports, Phil. I'll keep sending you those reports, but they're wrong. I don't sleep. And that's why I'm going to do the sleep study, and that's why I'm going to do this show, to prove it. But, that's not why. Well, that's why I first started it, and to do one notable thing in my life in case I do die from never sleeping. But now it's really all about the charities and earning a lot of money, and that's the whole goal for this show, really, is let's get a lot of charities involved. If anyone hears this and there's a charity that you support, have them give us a call, especially if they're in Las Vegas or San Diego. because charities are hurting. People are hurting. Many more people are going to be out of work. And what a way to bring the podcast down, David. Excellent job. Should I talk about my dead brother and alcoholism again? Mike, can you bring us a little
Bring it
humor?
right
Come
back.
on, what's going on?
Wow, 2 for 2.
So David, tell us about these growlers.
There's a restaurant that I can no longer frequent across the street as of the other day because they put up my tent cards even though I didn't ask them to, and then when I went they told me I owed them $500, which I would have paid them, but then they were taking it. Anyway, these are beer growlers and they've got little carbon things in them, and I just thought, you know, I'd love to. This is like my idea, because when Kasia and I get our house, she gets to decorate it however she wants. This is like a little party place, and having beer growlers full of beer, you know, I mean, shit, how awesome is this? Instead of having to, whoops, that's not, see, no wonder I poured beer all over the table. That's not how you do it. You gotta go clickety-clack, clickety-clack, and bickety-back. Oh, I locked it. It was unlocked.
Okay.
And so there's little carbonation things in there, and I just put them in, so actually it's too much foam, but anyway, I just, you know what, I love to have parties, and so I got the beer growlers, thinking, you know, take them out on the balcony, then you don't have to keep coming in, save the environment, because Kasia and I believe in saving the environment, Phil, and this saves on bottles and cans, right, Kasia?
It does.
What about the 3 cases of hints sent here every week? That was like, shit's everywhere.
Yeah, yeah. But guess what?
Hope you're recycling this.
There
This
is
is
no
the thickest plastic I've ever felt.
And it
You
crackles.
hearing this, Nick
Everything
Company?
crackles.
You and your healthy,
Hint of
pure
crackle.
water. It is good though. It is good though.
It is good, and I have water filters in there, but you know what? To drink more water, because Kasia wants me to lose weight, this has the fruit flavoring in it, so it's just, you know, I'll drink more water this way, and guess what? Honestly, if I do die because of no sleep, I have no children, so if the environment goes to hell, you know, no, that's not
If
the
Kasia
right attitude.
doesn't
Zero
wanna
That's
sodium.
wrong.
I know.
Zero sodium.
Yeah,
Zero
that's wrong.
sugars. This is great.
No, in fact, some of the charities that I think we should do should help the environment, because if President Trump gets reelected, I'm afraid we're all gonna die. It won't
It gets
just be
political.
me. It's not just gonna be me, but
3
anyway.
for 3.
Yeah.
Now, if Kasia doesn't want to marry you, why don't you adopt me as your son? I mean, and to the audience who can't see this place, we have these growlers here. The rest of this place looks like, remember the Sharper Image, that store with all the gadgets? It's like a trippy Willy Wonka, acid-filled Sharper Image. You're my hero. I have like a Nintendo, and that's like the coolest thing I
His
have.
Nintendo
Imagine
Switch.
this place on
That's
Shrooms.
all he has.
He told me his mushroom story today, his acid story. We heard about his first Grateful Dead concert.
Oh.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, you'll do your 52 hours easily. I enjoy the stories. But
Well, I don't think talking is a problem, but the thing is, I really want to hear more about what Kasia has.
Kasia did say mushrooms, and I lit up.
Oh,
Kasia,
I did. I
sell
actually
your
microdosed
mushroom
them.
story.
I actually microdosed in mushrooms.
Whoa.
What?
Oh.
No wonder you're so fucking happy. You're like, oh, I practice meditation and art, and oh yeah, microdosing on mushrooms.
Hey, I don't know.
Yes,
I thought it was legal in Oakland, right?
Kasia,
You know how much
actually,
science there is behind microdosing.
I can't take drugs, but you got me perked up. I do take CBD oil. I do.
when
I do CBD
when he
as
says
well.
he can't, folks, what he means to say is he can't anymore, to be specific.
But I had 21
Or in front of the
concussions
camera.
from football, wrestling, but the CBD was the one thing that worked. So
Right.
God bless them finally legalizing that. But I don't THC like my friend here. But
In New Jersey, it's the CBDs
you
are
can
legal?
pretty much get it everywhere now.
Yeah.
Thank God. It's
Yeah.
the one thing that
For
worked.
that
The Western medicine said sit in the corner and deal with your headaches, and screw you. I went CBD and it worked wonderful. But microdose, you have to tell me. Do you get any
Yeah.
visuals with the microdose?
No, you don't get any visuals.
Better
You're just
orgasms, anything?
better sleep,
are you,
maybe. Actually, orgasms.
are
yeah.
you
Actually, they are better.
microdosing by any chance right now, Kasia? Actually, we already are married. You just totally forgot about it. You were
Why can't
microdosing.
you marry
at the
him
time.
and microdose the whole time? And
No, you actually remember everything.
That's the only way she would marry me, is take a heavy amount of drugs.
Yeah.
But, you
I
know,
do
when
it,
in
honey.
Bucket,
Vegas,
a
right?
bucket.
So in the fitness world, Kasia, like do
A bucket of
like, in
drugs.
terms of like
I did hear that.
in terms of like finding a partner? Do bodybuilders like want to date other bodybuilders, or do bodybuilders like date normal people?
Recently, I'm noticing a trend of guys wanting to date fitness chicks specifically.
Fitness
So
or the
normal
chicks?
guys.
Normal guys trying to get fit so they can get a fitness chick.
Yeah, I
because
know what you
they're
mean,
a
Phil.
different kind of breed. For me
How about the other
personally,
way? How about the other way
me
around?
personally, I don't like the typical roided out guy. I like a little more natural, more
A
athletic,
little chubby, right?
more natural.
Mike's trying to steal my girl right now.
I like
But
persons.
yeah,
I
I'm
like
noticing a trend of that happening right now. Like, I actually had a guy tell me, he's like, I really need to sleep with a fitness chick. Like, I just heard it's all about that. My coach just keeps telling me, like, I need to do that. So I'm gonna keep training until I can get with the fitness chick. I'm like, okay.
So do the female bodybuilders like dating like regular guys like that?
Sometimes, if
So,
they're good, if they know what they're doing,
That's some game.
if they can keep up. The thing is, we have endurance. A lot of endurance.
Yeah, if they're eating some
A lot of
In-N-Out burger,
endurance.
there's no way.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to keep up.
Well, I mean, Kasia, I think it's pretty obvious. If you ask a man, do you want to go to sleep with a woman where if she rolls over, there's a chance you may not be able to get out of bed again? In other words, of course you want a thin woman. In fact, once I made the mistake of taking a heavy-set lady to Hawaii. She had red hair. They called her Big Red, and the reason she was very angry the whole trip is because I'd had sex with her before we got to Hawaii. Then we get to Hawaii, and it's so hot I would not get into bed because she was big and heavy, and it's like getting close to the equator. It gets very hot. So no, of course, every guy wants a fitness lady. Yes, fitness girls. That's the way to go.
That's
Don't
every
get
guy.
close
I
to
don't
the
think every
equator.
guy does.
Okay, so
I think Mike and
I
I
think
are
it's
the same
intimidating
page.
for some guys, girl has muscle. and
so
all
we
that.
have 3 females on my team. I think we're getting an HR complaint like tomorrow.
Well, it's against me, and I don't live in Vegas. I think I'll move out of this place. There goes my castle. Thanks a lot.
Right.
No, my mouth has gotten me in trouble, and folks, in Las Vegas,
No.
it's a 21 and over
No,
comedy
I don't
show.
believe it.
21 and over. If you don't want to hear about vaginas and farts and masturbation, do not. No, what I actually meant to say is instead, do come, bring your charity, but then talk amongst yourself and don't just listen to comedy that offends you, because a little bit of why I want to do this show is the cancel culture that's happened in the United States, where I saw a story on CNN about a poor man that lost his business because his 12-year-old, 8-year-old son sent a tweet that was supposedly somewhat racial, and so the guy lost his business. So I'm going to say a lot of offensive things on stage, and if I get arrested, I get arrested. You said don't smoke pot, so I'll be smoking in the boys' room.
Wait, so okay, let's talk about that, David.
Yeah.
So you're a comedian. On stage, you say whatever you want, but like off stage, you're in the regular public, and you're regular David Silver. Like, don't you think, don't you worry about that stuff? Like,
Well,
about
I
offending people and stuff
do
like that?
have a filter,
Uh-huh.
but well, no one believes that I do.
Head of operations just laughed.
But but here's the thing. I only actually engage the filter when there's children around.
Mm-hmm.
When there's children around, then my filter is clear. Well, no, but it's, I'm good with kids. I love children because I got a Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory machine and a pinball machine, a ping pong table and a dartboard over there and a putting green in my thing because I've never kids.
So I get that, David, but now
Yeah.
you're on stage.
Mhm.
You're free to say whatever you want. It's your creative outlet, right?
Right.
Now, one of these charities that you're trying to help tells you that beforehand that they would be offended if you talked about, like sex trafficking or something like that. Would you refrain from doing that in that particular part of the 52 hours?
Well, Phil, I'd like to hear your sex trafficking jokes so that I can call the HR department of Tickle Me Comedy Club because I didn't have any planned and I think that's an inappropriate subject. Way to go, Phil. Is that number 4, Mike? But that's Phil's first.
I heard Isaac does a whole hour on child trafficking. It's riveting. But
I gotta say, David is quick-witted. There's always a new surprise when I hang out with him. You actually went to UCLA, right, David?
I did, yeah,
Tell
I
us
did.
about that experience.
Well, okay, so
What'd you get in your SATs?
I don't remember because I've smoked a lot of pot between now and then, Phil, but it was good enough to get into UCLA, and so you have to have a decent, score. You can't be a dumbass.
Okay.
And so my first day, I have my suitcase, and I'm pulling it behind me, and I'm going into Sprague Hall, which is a dormitory, and I immediately smell marijuana, and I'm like, I'm gonna like this place. And then, so I did like a bloodhound thing. Where is it? Where's it coming from? And I sniffed it down, and I'm like, I know it's behind this door. And I open the door, and there's like 25 people with bongs smoking pot. And I go, what the hell? And they go, it's a bongathon. And I go, you've got to be kidding me, a bongathon? And they go, yes. And I go, what, do you want me to come in and win? And so I went in, and I asked them, like, how many? Like, 50, 100, and they laughed. I go, 150? And they go, well, you're getting close. So I don't remember, it was like 200 and something bongs, and I won the bongathon, and that was the worst mistake I ever made, because then I was trying to get to my room, and I got my suitcase. Oh, that's the bongathon winner. And so they had beer, so there's a keg, and then there's another. They open their doors, and that's where the parties are. So finally, I think I got to my room at 2 in the morning or something like that. Then I remember, I don't remember if it was the next day, a day or two later, I'm sitting, and I'm doing what Kasia, my wife, has told me to do, which is to meditate more. And this is true. I'm sitting there meditating in the Franklin J. Murphy Sculpture Garden, where they got all these sculptures there at UCLA. And all of a sudden, I'm kind of not really reading or studying, which I don't know, it seemed like that seems like a lot of work. I'm not going to do that in college. And so I basically was kind of, meditating, and all of a sudden I saw someone jump from Bunch Hall, and boom, I hear a thump. And someone runs by me, and then he did like a Fred Flintstone stop. And how's that for the podcast? Huh?
That was Barney Rubble, wasn't it?
And he goes, did you see that? I go, someone just jumped from Bunch Hall. So we both kind of walked, well, he ran, and I walked over, because I wasn't really excited to see a jumper. I'm thinking, geez, I'm never going to take college that seriously, where I would jump from a building. I don't care what my grades are. I'm going to have fun, try and make friends. I still don't know what the hell I'm going to do in life. I thought I was going to be a lawyer, but I don't know, that sounds boring. And sure enough, someone jumped from the top of Bunch Hall. And after that, they closed the observation deck, and then they fenced it off and reopened it. And I remember in the UCLA Bruin, the next day they reported that it was a man, and then they reported the next day, nope, it was a woman. And I'm like, well, yeah, that was flat, but, and I'm holding my male breasts, but like there was a vag there, like they didn't think to check a dead body, and they report. So anyway, that's the clean word.
If you want the formula
vagina.
how to get insomnia, you smoke 300 bong hits, witness a suicide, check out their tits, they don't have any, and then you discover it was a woman. There we go, we learned a lot.
Well, when I said the word vagina, by the way, a friend of mine said, I bet you can't write a vagina song. Well, I wrote enough to do a whole vagina album, and in fact, I've never told you this. This is one of my ideas for a musical that I want to make. Oh my God! Guess what? We're doing it. Besides the Charlie F. Bucket, I'm going to be doing Alice in Wonderland, where I'm going to, oh shit, am I going to dress up as a woman? No, I don't think I want to do do Kasia, do you want to see that? Maybe Kasia would
That would be the
marry me
transformation,
if I
huh?
dress up. But anyway, I don't think we
That's
want
the
to.
kind of transformation I was talking about.
Yeah, but anyway,
You don't do that?
it's an Alice in Wonderland kind of an idea. So, anyway, so that's what you're going to see. But what happens is it's a whorehouse, basically, where she goes into the, no, let's not talk about that. Let's change the subject. Yeah, entirely. But anyway, so I'm going to do some characters. So,
okay, cool.
I mean, we don't want to talk about Jizbo the clown either, but that's one of the characters I'm going to be doing. The clown that should not be at your children's party. And I mean ever, but anyway.
So Kasia, if we visited your studio tomorrow, would you be able to show
Not if,
David
when,
a few?
when. Phil.
Okay, when we visit your studio tomorrow, would you be able to show David a few
I
things?
want to watch David work
I
out.
would, if he's willing to.
Oh yeah. He's willing and able.
As David works out in Kasia's studio, I'm gonna hit her microdosing mushrooms.
I'll make sure I have it ready for you.
I'll be eating a burger in the corner.
Nothing fried though, Phil.
Yeah.
I don't know, you
Except
got
for
to
French fries,
be ready
except for
though. No
French
beer
fries.
the night before, please.
I
I don't want to smell it off
No,
you,
no,
please.
no. I'll go get my cream of the crop salad that I have in the fridge, ready to eat. So,
Okay.
okay.
At
All
least
right.
get extra water.
So we have a few minutes left. I don't know, like final words from everyone. Kasia, you want to start? Like, what do you want to share, announce?
What do I want to share, announce?
Yeah, whatever.
Where your place is. So.
Oceanside, California, private fitness studio, but launching online globally, helping everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in
Online
Las
platform.
Vegas and you hear this, immediately drive to Oceanside and go to her studio.
No,
I'm
no,
not
you
kidding.
don't have to. I can help you online.
Oh, okay.
We do Zoom as well.
Excellent. And David, what message do you want to share about Guinness, about yourself, about any message?
I would like to say that Kasia will definitely be wearing white at the wedding. I'd like to say that I will too, because I'm 59 years old, a single man looking for a girlfriend. When I'm up on stage, I will be scouting the audience in the charities for single ladies. I want to earn a lot of money for charity. I'm not going to fall asleep. And the funny thing is that if, I said to myself at first, I think I really would like to fall asleep because, my goal is to fall asleep. But now I can't fall asleep. Thanks a lot, Phil, because all these charities, I got to stay awake all 52 hours and earn money for a lot of charities. But that's kind of what I want to do. And I also got to say that, Phil, you're instrumental in making this whole thing happen, as is Janine and Stefano that's not here, and Sammy and Val that's here doing the media, and everyone, and Mike, my new buddy over here that's apparently moving in, which is cool with me. No, it's not. Sorry, Kasia, I almost made that mistake. But anyway, so should I miss anything? But that's what I'm hoping to do. Earn a lot of money for charity, stay awake the whole time, be funny, and have the people in the audience not be offended from off-color, bizarre, stupid, dumb comedy, because it used to be that way. There was many comedians in the past that I'm not a Lenny Bruce and I'm not any famous guy. I'm a nobody. But, words matter, but they don't matter as much as intent. And so if you slip and you say something wrong, your whole life should not be ruined. So, and that's the cancel culture that's going on today. So am I going to piss some people off in the audience? Not intentionally, but in all likelihood, because, I don't know, I may do a bunch of vagina songs in a row, and, there may be some ladies that, I don't know, don't have one or aren't familiar, or it's not clean enough, or who knows what's going to happen. But I'm not going to try and offend people. I'm just going to do bizarre comedy because I have a strange mind, and I've never had a wife like Kasia say, David, shut the hell up. Mike, what about you? She just tried to slap me, folks. She just wanted to slap me. Totally bad. She has no idea. Mike? Oh, I'm sorry. Phil, you're leading this thing, right?
Yeah, Mike.
2020's been, everybody knows what it's been, but I think we can all end this year on a high note. Strong, there's been a lot of growth for me personally, a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of life change, and I could have just took mushrooms and microdosed them, but
Been much happier this whole
yeah,
time.
I would have been much happier this entire time, but I'm looking forward to the rest of the year. Definitely got to come out on the West Coast more often. This is pretty, a lot of fun out here.
Hey, you've done the podcast. I don't remember, Phil, but when I was in Vegas, I had a date with a woman, and she said, you should listen to some of Phil's podcasts. It's on my list of things to do. Was this an average podcast or the worst one ever? Like number 13, for instance?
I would say it's top 5. I would say it's probably top 5.
Really?
Energy and comedy level. Yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
So,
Definitely.
wait, comedy? I was talking about my dead alcoholic brother. Now you tell me? Thanks a lot, Phil. Anyway, okay. Well, I hope it was good for you, Phil.
It was great for me. I didn't. I orgasmed. I did this podcast. It was just terrific. So Tickle Me Comedy
Top
Club.
five,
We
that's
are
not really that good.
our slogan is changing lives one laugh at a time, and we are always so blessed and grateful to have really great guests on our show that are doing great things in their lives and with us. So thank you again for being part of another podcast with Tickle Me Comedy Club.
Yeah.
Good night, folks.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.